Hello from on board the Virgin Voyages Valiant, lady. Still a very new cruise ship. It is April 2022, and the maiden voyage of this ship was just a couple months ago, so it still feels really new. It smells really new. This is a very nice, very fancy cruise ship. If you're new here on the Very Unofficial Travel Guides, I'm Morgan. I travel all around the world to popular and not so popular tourist destinations to give you a very honest, unofficial look at what it was like to be there. If you're looking for somebody to just tell you that everything was fantastic,
you better just move right on, because that's not what I do here.
When I go someplace, if it's a cruise, if it's a theme park, if it's a hotel, if it's a beach club, I like to tell you exactly what I experienced there, not just the good parts, because I want to help prepare you for your visit there, or your cruise there, or your stay there. And I feel like if I just point out the good things, that only helps you part of the way. And even in the most luxurious of places, not everything goes right, and if you want to hear more about things not going right, check out my book. It's called Getting Stitches on a Cruise Ship. It's available on Amazon right now. And you've seen the title of this video. What I want to talk about in this video, which is going to be part of a two-part series, I want to talk about who I think Virgin Voyages is definitely not right for. This is not meant to be me complaining. This is me trying to help people who may be on the fence about if a Virgin Voyages cruise is right for them. So it is a little bit nitpicking, but I'm just trying to give you as much information as possible about the things and the people that I think you need to know before you make a decision. And like I said, there's going to be a second video where I talk about things that you actually will love about this if you are that person who's cruised with Royal Caribbean 10 times. And in both videos, some of these are really big, obvious things, and some of them are smaller, more detailed things that you just might not have thought about. So let's dive into it. I have to admit, when the first, well,
for crew drill purposes only.
We're on a cruise, so enjoy it. What does that mean? Write it in the comments below.
You just heard was the general emergency alarm.
A little bit of cruise feeling for you right there at home. As I was saying, when the first advertisements, the first promotional information went online for this new cruise line from Richard Branson, Virgin Voyages, I looked at the commercials, I looked at the artwork, I looked at all the posts, and I thought, well, that looks interesting, but no. The demographic that they seem to be positioning themselves to seem like a very young, very fit, very wealthy group of people that I unfortunately just don't feel like I fit into. And now that I've been on the ship for a couple of days, I have amassed a list of things that I also discussed with Marcus. That I think if you are used to a sort of traditional cruise experience, if you've cruised with like Royal Caribbean 10 times and you think that you might want to try Virgin Voyages, this list is things that you're probably not gonna like or that you're really gonna miss about your cruise. If you've cruised with Royal Caribbean, if you've cruised with NCL, you have seen these either Broadway shows or Broadway style shows with fantastic singers and dancers on stage, either telling a story or going through like a decade of music, like the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, all that. And here on our Virgin Voyage on the Valiant Lady, there hasn't been that kind of show. The shows altogether that we've seen so far have been sort of a mix of circus artistry, drag and circus artistry, variety shows, but there has not been, and I don't think that there will be, a traditional musical style show on a stage with people telling a story.
They just don't do that on here.
So if that is always one of the highlights for you about your cruising experience, you're gonna not like that here. Also, if you don't like to participate in the shows, if you just like to sit there and be entertained without the possibility that you might end up on stage, then definitely not the cruise line for you. You are not gonna like it on Virgin Voyages, because in every kind of show thing we've seen so far, people have been a part of it, and sometimes in kind of embarrassing ways. The next thing is a really important thing for a lot of you, and that is Virgin Voyages is a kid-free cruise line. No children allowed on this ship. And you know what?
I don't really miss it.
Y'all know I'm not against kids, but it's just nice to be on a non-kid cruise line. There are certain things, certain situations that are just nice to not have. So if you like to cruise with younger family members, I mean, you're not going to end up on this ship at all because you won't be able to board. What are other cruise lines that are adult only? Let me know in the comments below. I know there are others, but I can't think of them right now. Okay, here's something else that you wouldn't know unless you've actually cruised with Virgin Voyages, and that is the structure of the day and the daily activities is, I can't think of a better word than random. What I mean by random is, I guess it's almost more about the descriptions of what happens during the day as opposed to the time frame that it happens. The events that are offered here on board are somewhat mysterious, and I think it's part of the concept here on Virgin that they want you to be interactive with the crew. They want you to ask a lot of questions. They want you to be involved and actively searching for information. So a lot of the things aren't necessarily really clear what it is you're signing up for. It's more about just a short sort of mysterious description and then going and finding out. For example, Marcus and I got invited to a secret show tonight. I don't know what it is. I don't know how long it goes. I just got an invitation from one of the crew members that I've been in contact with saying, meet me at the red table in this lounge at 9:20 for a secret show. Okay. I mean, I think it's really cool, but it's definitely not for everybody. All right, 5 more things on this list. Some of them are very obvious and some of them might be like, huh, I never thought of that. And I'm gonna get to them right after this commercial break. The next thing is really important for you traditional cruise fans, and that has to do with the buffet situation. There is no traditional buffet on Virgin Voyages. There is something very similar to it called the Galley. In the Galley, there are several food stations offering noodles, offering sandwiches, offering salads, offering sushi, and so on. You can order as much as you want. In that sense, it is similar to a buffet. There are different things offered, and it is all you can eat. Nothing there costs extra, but none of the restaurants cost extra here on board. During normal times, you approach the stations and just ask for what you want at the moment. You get a menu and then you order from the table. The food is then brought to your table. But one thing that makes it very different from a traditional buffet on other cruise ships is the food that is offered doesn't change. It is the same thing every day. What is offered is excellent, but if you compare it to other cruise ship buffets, they change every day. And then there are, things appear that you really love and things disappear that you really love. You kind of get excited when your favorite dessert shows up again. And here on Virgin Voyages in the Galley, like I said, it's the same thing every day. So if you love that adventure of going up to the buffet for lunch or dinner and seeing what surprises are offered for that day, you're not gonna like the Galley here. Another issue that I know a lot of people have talked about, if you've seen any videos about these ships, you're gonna know about this already, but if you are a fan of really swimming in the pool, treading water, or swimming laps, Virgin Voyages is definitely not the cruise line for you. These ships take around 3,000 passengers, and the wet areas, the actual submersive water receptacles that you could call a pool, are quite small. They're more for sort of a lounging around with a cocktail in your hand than they are for actually swimming, and that's not gonna be for everybody. I think when you consider that There's no kids on this ship. That definitely makes kind of sense because there's nobody who's going to be splashing around for fun in the pool, or fewer people splashing around for fun in the pool, let's say. But some people do enjoy really swimming, and you're just not going to do that on these ships. Speaking of pools and fun things, if you love the water slides, the go-karts, the surf simulators, the rides, things like that, you are not gonna like Virgin Voyages. They don't have any of that. There are a lot of fun things happening, like the VHS 80s themed workout. It was a lot of fun, but I'm feeling it in my butt today. I also played in a dodgeball tournament. Dodgeball, a lot of fun. So I'm not saying that there isn't fun and also kind of silly things to do on board, but no go-karts, no water slides, nothing like that. So if those are the kind of things that are highlights of your cruise, especially on the sea days, you're not gonna like Virgin Voyages. Pick another cruise line. Another thing that I've been noticing more and more on cruise lines, and I don't know if it's something that's changed or if it's just something that I've all of a sudden become more sensitive to, is music, loud music. I feel like when I started cruising, there were more places on board where you could just sort of relax, where if there was music playing, it was very quiet or it was like a chill out music. Here on this ship and on so many of the cruises I've done recently, it's always this kind of music. And it's really
loud.
When we boarded the ship, the music in the interior of the ship was as loud as a dance club.
Hi. Thank you.
And we're staying in this suite at the aft of the ship. It's called the Cheeky Corner Suite. It's very nice. But just a couple decks below us is a bar at the back of the ship, and they're playing music all night long. All night long, all night. When I got up to pee this morning at 4 a.m., I opened the window to let in a little bit of air, and there's music playing down there. Like I said, this might actually be a thing happening on every cruise right now, but I have memories of being on cruises where the music didn't bother me, but that seems to be happening more and more lately, and I don't know if the cruises have changed or if I've changed. But definitely on Virgin Voyages, there is a lot of loud music. The final thing that I have to tell you is something that you probably also wouldn't necessarily have thought of, but now that I have experienced a Virgin Voyage, I think it's very important, and that is, if you are in any way conservative, if you don't like swear words, if you don't like seeing two guys holding hands, if you don't like to see two women sitting on each other's laps, if you don't like jokes about genitals, things like that, you are not gonna have a good time on Virgin Voyages. This is a very inclusive, adults-only atmosphere. The shows, the humor, the way the crew interacts with each other and the passengers is very progressive and not in any way family friendly, if that makes sense. If you're a fan of shows like RuPaul's Drag Race, if you like adult humor about sex, about gay things, you're gonna have a great time on Virgin Voyages. If you don't like those things,
This is definitely not the cruise line for you.
now that you have seen this entire list, what do you think? Have I convinced you that a Virgin Voyages might be the right one for you? Have I convinced you to definitely not cruise with a Virgin Voyage? Let me know in the comments below, and if you have anything to add to this list, write it down there as well. Make sure you check back soon for the flip side of this video, the one where I say everything that I think you'll love about Virgin Voyages. Some of it I was not expecting, but I can tell you right now, just like I said at the end of my Disney cruise, if the price is right, I would definitely cruise with Virgin Voyages again. I'm Morgan from the Very Unofficial Travel Guides. See you soon.